Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, we got build battles returning. This is going to be the lockdown video. So, we have three options in this one: 6'5", 6'7", and 6'9". So, in today's video, we're going to be weighing out the pros and cons between all three of these builds, talking about which one is the best, and I'll also just rank them, number 1 through number 3. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to the noties, all the good stuff, and like always, try us 1 to 500 likes. Alright, so let's talk about some of the best parts and the worst parts of each build. So, for the 6'5", it's a very good perimeter lockdown defender. It's very fast, it has really good perimeter defense. Obviously, the steal rating is solid. With this one, though, we're going to go a little bit small on the wingspan, because I think one of the perks of being 6'5" is the fact that you can be a secondary ball handler. You can have good ball handle ratings, good speed with ball, good three-pointer, etc., etc. So, with this, it's a little bit less demanded to be versatile on defense. You don't have to switch with your bigs. You're going to be just fighting through screens, and your backside defender has to be a good hedge guy. Not so much focused on versatility, where obviously the 6'7" and the 6'9", they have ability to switch on to bigs, drop back and play passing lanes crazy. Again, the 6'9" has 95 block rating, and I mean, it's definitely capable. It's 100% capable of defending bigs. You just have to be good with your jump timing. Obviously, with the 6'9", you can't play hands-up defense and expect to stop like mashing 7-2 centers and stuff like that. But again, you can still be a body in there, and it's not easy for them to go at you unless they have the ball already in the dead zone in the paint. And centers really can't afford to put the ball on the floor against builds like this. I mean, if you do, you're either A, probably getting fouled and you have to reset the possession if we're talking Pro-Am, or again, even for Park, I mean, you're probably getting fouled too, and again, have to reset the possession, or you're probably getting the ball stolen, to be honest with you. I mean, the 6'9" and the 6'7" have absolutely crazy steal ratings, and just for the wingspan and how tall they are, it's freakish, bro. I think these are the two best pure lockdown builds in the game. And the 6'7" truly is that. 99 steal rating, 98 perimeter defense, 88 speed at a 6'7" height. It is some crazy stuff, man. So anyway, that's our little overview of all the builds. We're gonna go ahead and just detail them all one by one at this point. And then at the end of the video, we'll come back and talk about which is the best, which is the worst, which fits the best situations for every court as far as 3v3, 2v2, Pro-Am especially as well, what fits the best position. For instance, this one right here could play the 2, or I don't know if it really should play the 3, to be honest with you, but it's possible. I think most teams who play comp Pro-Am would probably line up with a build like this at the 2, but it's tough. I don't know if people really respect this type of build when it comes to shooting guard. I will say though, with the way that the wingspan is, you actually have 95 three-pointer on a 6'5" build, which is very capable, very capable of shooting from the wing, being that off-ball guy who's dexing around, shooting a lot at the wing, and pretty much just a reliable threat for your point guard to depend upon as far as like movement when it comes to the wing. So 6'5", 175 on the weight, 6'4" wingspan. I believe in this build heavily when it comes to being a secondary ball handler. Now the problem is making everything affordable. I think as a lockdown build, you 100% want to optimize speed. I think it's so important to pair speed with perimeter defense is a very important part of playing defense in this game, and just in general to maximize upon both those things is really important. So obviously, what you're all looking at is something that lacks driving dunk quite a bit. Now, whether you're dependent upon in the fast break or you think that you need driving dunk to help you in the half court setting, I don't know which you believe in the most as far as which one you need more in that situation, but some people probably believe they need at least 65 driving dunk with this, and that probably is true, to be honest with you. Again though, this is a very hard build to just balance everything out between. I would not want to sacrifice the block rating for this. Like if you drop 57 off entirely and try and put it in your driving dunk, there you go, you got 7 driving dunk, and that's not getting you anywhere, and to sacrifice that is ridiculous. You're losing out on chase down artist, intimidator, all types of stuff like that. And even just in general, this build is very capable of getting chase down blocks, 100%, bro. And for whatever reason, when people see this build, they think point guard, point guard, point guard. They don't think lockdown defender, and I don't know why that is. I think it's just because the three-point rating is so high, and this is such a viable ball handler, and that's the whole point of it. You want to be a secondary ball handler, someone who could at least take the ball in Pro-Am as the secondary guy, get it on the wing, dex around, shoot your threes, and if you don't have anything open off that, work some pick and roll or just work some ISO on your own. And it's not like this is bad on defense by any means. 91 steal rating, 85 perimeter defense, you still have chase down block ability. Yes, you don't have rebounding, you don't have interior defense, but again, your whole purpose is to fight through screens and not switch on to bigs at all. You could definitely play the wing defense with this too if you want an actual primary lockdown defender like a 6'7" stick and ball, and then this one is just kind of on the wing so that you don't have a mismatch when people run wraps or two-man game where they pretty much are just fighting for mismatches, trying to get the worst defender on you as possible as far as getting him onto the ball handler. And this build could do either. you can really put it anywhere on the wing. That's how I feel. I mean, you could be the secondary defender, it could be the primary defender, doesn't really matter. 94 speed at 6'5", it does get glitchy, man. And do not get this confused just because the wingspan is smaller and it only has 85 perimeter defense. This is still a really lethal lockdown defender build as far as being a perimeter lock. Not the versatility of switching that we're about to show, but again, your whole purpose is to be a secondary ball handler with this. Yes, the driving dunk is poor. If you wanted to take something else off, go for it, but I don't think I'd really want to take anything else off. If you wanted to get to 65, I think that's manageable. I've seen a lot of people talking about that too, how they don't believe in 65. I've tried it plenty of times myself. I have a 7.3 that only has 65 as well. I've tried just bronze limitless takeoff just in general, just to test it out, and bronze is plenty fine. I don't know what you guys be talking about. I mean, I understand, yes, it's nice to go for 74 driving dunk to be able to get the silver limitless takeoff, but it's still really expensive to do so, and a build like this could not afford to do that, in my opinion. And 65 is plenty doable, 100%. Anyway, this build gets a very standard takeover options: shot, sharp, play, and lock. Simple as that. I think you'd probably just go with either double lock or maybe just run lock and sharp. I don't know if limitless range is in your wheelhouse or not. Maybe you just want spot precision instead, but I will say, like I said, this build has 95 3-pointer. You can shoot from deep, 100%. And also, one thing to mention about the 6'5" with the 6'4" wingspan glitch, this actually gets mismatch expert on Hall of Fame, and it's not supposed to get it at all. Also, another thing with the 6'5", you get every dribble move in the game. With the default 6'5", most animations are kind of height capped, where you have to be 6'4" or under. This build actually gets all of those, and you get 95 3-pointer, like I said, with Hall of Fame mismatch expert. So this does get glitchy, bro. I think this is a crazy shooting guard build for the Pro-Am, and if you want to bring it in for the 3v3, I think this is an elite point guard build too. I mean, you still have a lot of the key playmaking badges. I will say one thing you do miss out on, though, is Hall of Fame quick first step. It's really unfortunate that this build doesn't get that. If it did, it'd probably be up there for one of the better ones in the game as far as a lockdown / secondary ball handler goes, or it'd probably be the meta 3v3 point guard build as far as Park goes, at least. Probably not stage, but definitely for Park. But anyway, moving along, we have the 6'7" pure lock coming up next. So again, I will rank all of these at the end of the video, like number 1 through number 3, but we're here to just kind of detail all the builds first and foremost. So 6'7", 180 on the weight, 7'3" wingspan. What I actually did with this, I'll go ahead and just like reset what I'm doing right here when I'm done explaining this, but 7'4" wingspan gets you 81 block rating. If you want to go with that instead, it actually gets you the gold intimidator as well, but it sacrifices the fact that you have 83 pointer. If you go 7'3" wingspan, you get 83 pointer. You can get Hall of Fame sniper without having to upgrade your mid-range rating, but it takes the block rating down to 80, and you don't get gold intimidator, you only get silver. So it's up to you to debate between that. I think I would rather go with the 7'3" wingspan. Makes it so you don't have to upgrade mid-range for that sniper, and you can definitely just upgrade other aspects of your build more accordingly, aka be a really elite on-ball lockdown defender. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you're someone who doesn't already know this is a metric build. You don't have these stats on a default 6'7", same way you don't have those stats on a default 6'5". So this build right here does get 88 speed. It gets crazy things, bro. Like a 6'7" default just does not get in general. So anyway, to move along, just wanted to let you guys know that if you're someone who didn't know that already, this is just a build that you can't get normally. You have to do a couple steps. If you want to check it out though, I made a video on how to create every single metric build in the game with timestamps and everything, so you can just skip to whatever part of the video you're looking for, and it's as easy as that. So anyway, 83 pointer, 74 driving dunk. This is a build that I think can manageably get that. The other build, I just feel like could not achieve that and still be able to upgrade everything that you wanted. This one right here, we're only upgrading 3-pointer. You're not meant to be a secondary ball handler with this. You're pretty much just spotting up in the corner. You could take it sometimes. You still have good ball handle and good speed with ball ratings. I mean, it's definitely doable, but again, I don't think you need to invest in your shooting quite as much as the other build did, where that one is dependent upon to be a secondary ball handler, and you definitely need like really high 3-point rating to be able to do stuff like that on the wing with the off-ball movements and the two-man game and the wraps and stuff like that on Pro-Am. It's very important to have that high 3-pointer. For this one right here, like I said, corner spot up, you're pretty much just chilling over there. You got gold corner specialist, silver catch and shoot. Should be pretty simple. And with this, we have elite defense, 97 perimeter defense, 99 steal rating. Also, I want to let you guys know, my boy Tonic came out here on a 6'7" glitched, and you gotta see this gameplay. I might even link it if he's already uploaded. I'm not sure if he has. But this man came out here, first 4 plays of the game, got a steal. He has 4 steals and it's 8-0, just like that. And I was hearing the game chat because my headset is broken, so I have to be on the party on like my phone pretty much. And anyway, long story short, I was hearing the game chat and these dudes were like, yo, this dude's a menace, bro. Like, and it definitely was like that, bro. The 6'7" with 99 steal rating, this stuff gets glitchy, bro. 7'3" wingspan, 97 perimeter defense. I think this is just in general a threshold that you hit. 99 steal rating just plays different than 98 or 97. That's how I feel, and I've seen it first and foremost by just playing with him, or just in general, you could kind of tell just if you play against it or play with it. So anyway, this build gets every single badge when it comes to on-ball defense on Hall of Fame. The only thing it doesn't get is obviously going to be Chase Down Artist and Rim Protector on Hall of Fame. And then Intimidator doesn't quite get to where you want it to. Again, though, if you want to invest solely into your defense, you can go ahead and up that wingspan to the 7'4". It's really weird, though. I feel like it's kind of the opposite because, in a sense, going down 1 on that wingspan allows me to not upgrade mid-range, like I said earlier, and it makes so you can kind of put it into other ratings. Whereas if you went with like the 7'4" wingspan, yes, you get that 81 block rating and you unlock the ability to get Gold Intimidator, but at that point, do you have to invest into the mid-range up to 80 for the Hall of Fame Sniper, or do you feel confident in shooting with just 79 3-pointer and Gold Sniper? It's definitely possible, it's definitely doable, but I just think in the most optimal sense, you definitely want the Hall of Fame Sniper. So I think this is the best way of making the build, if you ask me. It still gets Silver Rebound Chaser as well with 82 D board. I don't think we care that much to invest in the O board, to be honest, with this build. But I mean, really, this reaches a lot of different caps. If you wanted to go ahead and try for contact dunks at 84, I think it's manageable, but I don't think it's worth, to be honest with you. I don't think the ball's going to be in your hands enough. I don't think it's really that optimal of a build just in general. I don't think with the 83 pointer you should really be a point guard, to be honest with you. If you wanted to make a 6'7" metric to be able to play the point guard though in park, I think you could tweak this a little bit. I don't think you need to have the 99 steal rating. I don't think you need to be coming out here with only 83 pointer. And if you were the point guard with a build like this, you definitely want higher driving dunk, because this is not a dependable 3-pointer or ball handle to constantly get you open against good defenders, to be honest with you. But like I said, man, the defense, elite. This stuff is crazy. 99 steal rating, 97 perimeter defense, 88 speed. Still have good vertical as well. The block rating is very capable of getting chased down blocks. I mean, you still have it on gold. You have things like Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame pickpocket with 99 steal rating. I would advise that you put every extra defensive badge that you can into this build. Don't go into anything like finishing, shooting, or playmaking. I think you just have to pump as many defensive badges into this build as possible, which at this point, it's actually possible for people to put 9 extra badges on builds. Now, that's probably not you if you're watching the video. It's not likely that everybody's really in that situation, but it's probably likely that you have at least 4 or 5. So you could end up with 30 defensive badges very manageably. And if you've hit level 40 in multiple seasons or every season, like I said, you have 9 extra badges you can put on defense on this build. So with this build, the only takeover options are going to be lock and play. I think you're just perfectly fine running double lock take though. And if you do get Saboteur for the takeover perk, I think it's Saboteur actually, but if you get Saboteur for the takeover perk, I would definitely advise running it on a build like this. I think it's a menace, bro. Like if you come out here and you're getting like crazy steals, whether it be passing lanes, on ball steals, bump steals, pluck steals, whatever the case may be, the more steals you get, the harder it is for them to get their takeover because you are absolutely driving it into the dirt, bro. It's going crazy. And Saboteur is definitely a super underrated takeover perk. It's very hard to get. I will say that much. Tonic has it on the 6'9" though, not the 6'7". I really wish he had it on the 6'7". That stuff would be crazy if he did. But anyway, like I said, it's very hard to get. I don't really advise like making it a goal of yours to get it because it's like so much of a nuisance. But anyway, moving along. 6'9" metric build. We all know about this one. It's the OG. It's just tough, man. It is really, really tough. Now, I'm showcasing this at the 195 weight. I normally do this at like 188, I think, is what I normally go to, where it gives you the 90 perimeter defense. I don't think it's that big of a deal, though. I think you can definitely get away with the 89 perimeter D. You don't lose any badges or anything like that. And I just wanted to showcase this to you guys because it allows you to get your defensive rebound up to 95. Now, the way that I upgraded it, I ended up realizing that I can't really afford it, to be honest with you. I wanted 85 vertical at least. I think it might actually just be 75 and 80 though for the elite contact dunk packages, off 1 and off 2. So I don't know, you could revise the vertical however you want. If you want to go to 80 instead, you could do so, because like I said, you can up your D board to 95. It only gives you 1 extra badge point to do so, and upgrading your offensive rebound any further than 84 doesn't really do you anything. You could drop this as well and maybe put it into strictly defensive rebound, but as you can see, you really kind of lose some defensive badge points for this right here. So I don't know if this would be worth it or not. I don't know if you're playing like corner offense or anything like that, and you never ever plan to be a screen setter on park or anything like that, and you know, you don't really care about offensive rebound. But again, it's your own situation, it's your own circumstances. You can figure that out between yourself. But I just want to talk about what the build is capable of, just from its versatility sense. I mean, the defense is insane. 95 block gives you Hall of Fame Intimidator. It's going to help you on the perimeter and the interior. You still have 74 interior defense. It does only give you bronze brick wall. If you wanted to go for silver and you planted to play in this build in the park and be the big man with it, you could get your interior D up to 76. All you really lose is 1 speed down to 78, I believe. So It's really as simple as that. The ball handle 75, speed of ball 70, gives you a solid little set of dribble moves. If you could get 75 speed with ball, it would give you the quick dribble style, but again, you have to do that in a different way. I think a lot of people understand this stuff now because you're a lot of metric connoisseurs like myself. But long story short, you have to do this like method where it would not give you 90 steal rating to be able to get 75 speed with ball. So it's up to you in that sense. I don't think it's worth it though. Again, we're here to talk about lockdown builds. We're here to talk about strapping people up, giving them problems, getting steals, getting blocks, getting stops just in general. So 89 perimeter defense, 90 steal, 95 block. You have the versatility of switching on to bigs with the rebounding and interior defense and the block just in general. You have good vertical, good speed. This is all just crazy stuff. And we're going to go ahead and start the ranking process on all of these builds. Really quick though, takeover options. You get lock, slash, rim, and glass. Simple as that. Really, this build can get any takeover in the game though, to be honest with you. It is some kind of crazy stuff. But anyway, ranking process. In my opinion, I think the 6'9" metric build is the best lockdown build in the game. The versatility is insane. Now here's the asterisk I want to put next to it though. I think you have to have a good backside defender to be paired with you. I don't think you can really just fight through screens on a 6'9". You have to be very versatile and willing to switch with your backside defender. And if you have two of these, if you have the 6'9" on ball and the 6'9" playing hedge, it's a lot of people crying about this in the pro-am community. They are sitting here and moaning about it, bro. Crying, complaining, moaning about it. They are just absolutely irritated with people running double power forwards, quote unquote, the 2-6-9s, and just playing sides defense, switching everything, rotating really cleanly, and just complaining constantly about it. So if that is any indication as to how good it is, I think that's a pretty good indication, is when people cry about it and complain about it being too OP. So anyway, 6'9" metric build, super versatile. I think it's very underrated at this point even, because a lot of people would vouch for the 6'7" being the best lockdown height in the game, which I do understand, and that's why we're gonna have it at number 2. I think this can make a case for being the best on-ball fight-through lockdown. This one right here, like I said, versatile as everything possibly in this game. Like, you can just switch everything with this. And when you have two of them, I think it gets super glitchy, 90 steal rating everywhere. But this one right here is meant to fight through. Now, if you want a 6'9" on the backside to still play hedge with, you could still switch on to ball handlers, obviously. But I don't think the 6'7" is quite as capable of switching on to centers and boxing out and stuff like that, or just in general helping with the rebounding at all. Or, again, this build has 95 block rating. This one only has 80 or 81. So that is a very drastic difference when it comes to interior defensive ability and actually holding your own against a taller big. You can still get stops if you jump at the right time with the 6'9". I don't know if you can still get stops with the 6'7", even with the right jump timing. I just think you're too small, you're too low on block rating, you're too low on interior defense. I think this build just makes a whole lot better case for that, and the versatility is just off the charts. But again, I mean, we talked about this. It still has 97 perimeter defense, 99 steal. I think you could actually get a 98 perimeter defense if you would like as well. And just in general, I think this is the best on-ball, pure lockdown build in the game, where you are just a kind of ego lock, I'll say. That's what we call them a little bit here, where you don't want to switch at all. You refuse to switch at all, and you just fight through everything, and you're constantly sticking the point guard, and you're going to keep on just giving him a hard time the whole game. So again, I think 6'7" is the second best lockdown height in the game, especially for pro-am reasons. If you want to talk for like park, I think it's probably up there as well. I still think the 6'9" rules though. I think if you come out here with 2 6'9s at the 2 and 3 in 3v3, you just dominate people. I mean, if you're smart enough on the switches and you're good enough on on-ball defense to guard ISO with, I think you could come out here and just dominate on 3v3 with this. So I feel like the 6'7" is just a slight step down from the 6'9" in every aspect of the game. But again, it fits some people's preference better. If you want to be that fight through lockdown who never switches or anything like that, and you're just constantly sticking the ball handler, then again, 6'7" is really good. And the 6'5", I think it's just kind of out the picture as a super pure lockdown build. I mean, again, it only has 85 perimeter defense. It only has 91 steal rating at this height and wingspan, and the fact the wingspan is only 6'4", but it provides a lot on the offensive end. So that's why I still wanted to feature this into this topic and discussion today, because it really is a super do-it-all point guard build. I think this is like crazy. 95 three-pointer, 92 ball handle. You still get quick chain and handles for days on Hall of Fame as well with this. The only unfortunate thing is that you don't get Hall of Fame quick first step. If that was the case, this would be crazy. It'd be really good. But again, it only gets gold, so you're kind of limited a little bit in a ball handler sense. But anyway, again, it's still really versatile. I think this is like a crazy good two-way point guard build, and if you wanted to come out here at the 3v3 point guard spot with this, I think it's crazy. Like, you really could come out here with all three of these builds in the park and dominate. You could come out here with the 6'5" at point guard, the 6'7" at the 2, and the 6'9" at the 3, and be going insane with it. It'd actually be really fun to do that as well. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to the noties, all that good stuff. And like always, let's try 1 to 500 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put whichever height you like the most, 6'5", 6'7", or 6'9". Put the height in the comments to show sportsman all the way through. And again, just to kind of go over this one last time in case anybody didn't really catch my drift, I think 6'9" is the best. I think 6'7" is the second best, and then I think 6'5" is the third best as far as the lockdown heights go. But anyway, like I said, that's all the video. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comments if you want to leave anything as far as your disagreement with me or agreement with me, whatever the case may be. But anyway, that's all the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.